Isekai anime nowadays are an oversaturated dumpster fire of slop, which makes genuinely good ones hard to come by. Reincarnated as a sword isn't one of the greats, but it's definitely not bad either. The title says it all. The anime doesn't even waste 15 seconds exploring the guy's past life. Bro just gets hit by a truck and wakes up as a sword. But he isn't actually the main character. That role goes to Fran, the cat girl who becomes the sword's wielder. And honestly, she carries this anime. The student-teacher bond she has with the sword, who's literally called Teacher, is very wholesome to watch. She's also just the cutest little cinnamon roll. It's so fun to go from watching her defeat some crazy monster in a dungeon to seeing her happily eat her favorite meal, curry. The original light novel was written by Yu Tanaka, and it was adapted into an anime by Studio C2C. The story starts when a random guy is reincarnated into a fantasy world sprawling with monsters. Even though he's a sword, he realizes he can fly with telekinesis, so he goes on a killing spree, becoming ridiculously OP and unknowingly disturbing the balance of this world. This isekai fully commits to the video game logic. Killing monsters makes you stronger by unlocking skills and leveling up. Everything revolves around stats and mana. After defeating the Tyrant Saber Tiger monster, his mana runs out, leaving him stuck on the ground. His only hope is that someone will find and wield him. Enter Fran. She's a black cat girl, enslaved by humans. When her captor's carriage gets attacked by a strange bear monster, Fran uses the sword to defeat it. Afterwards, he frees her from captivity and realizes he can speak to Fran through telepathy. He promises to help Fran become powerful so she can fulfill her dream to become the first black cat that evolves, whatever that means. Fran names the sword Teacher, and together they head to the city of Alessa, where she joins the Adventurers Guild. From there, the anime mainly follows Fran and her sword as they defeat monsters and clear dungeons. The animation is generally pretty solid, especially during the fight scenes, although it does get a little worse towards the end. The anime also throws in some fun isekai references, such as the black hand things grabbing Fran in the opening. You can't tell me that isn't a ReZero reference. The teacher also acquires the skill Pocket Dimension after defeating the gluttonous Slime Lord monster. A clear nod to that time I was reincarnated as a slime. Up to this point, this might sound like a great isekai, but I do have more than a few issues with it. I don't like the video game aspect, as it's just constant stats appearing on screen. They feel more distracting than meaningful. Most of the side characters also feel very one-dimensional. Aside from Amanda, their entire personality is basically just their trope. That said, one positive I haven't mentioned yet is that the anime avoids some common isekai tropes, like fan service or a harem. It's also refreshing to see a teacher-student relationship in an isekai instead of a romance. However, the telepathic communication between Fran and Teacher was genuinely annoying. I could never tell if Teacher was talking to Fran or having an inner monologue. The opening and the slavery subplot in the first episode made it seem like the anime was going to tackle some pretty dark topics. While these ideas are briefly touched on, they're quickly glossed over. This makes the anime feel incoherent, especially since the opening reminds you of those themes every episode. Focusing more on this aspect could have made the plot more interesting, as the dungeon crawling gets boring quickly. I really like the opening's animation with its dark vibe. The song in the opening, which goes by the same name as the anime, was pretty good. I also really like the ending song, More Strongly, by Maon Kurosaki. If you're willing to turn your brain off and just want to watch a wholesome isekai, this anime is definitely worth checking out. Despite my gripes, I still enjoyed it quite a bit, so I'm giving Reincarnated as a Sword a 7 out of 10. Season 2 is coming out in the fall season this year, so let me know if you want to see a review of that as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get a peek at the next anime I'll be reviewing, check out the link in the description. Sayonara, and please subscribe and buy Crunchyroll Premium!